Hello everybody, welcome back to another monthly wrap-up. This is where I talk about the music I've been listening to over the last month, what I've listened to the most, first-time spins, the whole little conglomeration of things. And this is my third in this installment, so this is going to be for March of 2022, whatever year we're in, 2022. And let me just go ahead and get started. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my top three most listened to albums, and then my top three most listened to artists first, and then I'll go into first time spins. So the most listened to albums this this past month, and actually they were all tied for first place. So in no particular order, Utah by Jamestown Revival. This is their first release. It is rock and roll, Americana, just great music, great harmonies between these two guys, lifelong friends, and love this album, Utah. Great stuff. Next is another Jamestown Revival album. It's called The Education of the Wandering Man, and I'm going to go ahead and say these were also first time listens as well. So they're older in their catalogs. Like this one's from 2016, and Utah is from 2014. So this month was the first time I've listened to both. I think I like this one a little bit more, but this one's a close second. And then lastly, I can't talk enough about this album, External Combustion by Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. Fantastic album, fantastic band. Love them to death. Of course, Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers, and also Fleetwood Mac. He tours with Fleetwood Mac. So, External Combustion. So those are my top three listened to albums. Next, my top three most listened to artists. So in third place, the Avett Brothers. And as many of you all know, I got to see the Avett Brothers in March, so I was really catching up on their catalog, just re-listening to it all. This is their most recent release called The Gleam 3, or the third Gleam. It's an EP, even though there are 8 songs on this, so it's really like a full album. Essentially just acoustic stuff, but this is just the one I picked because I don't show it that much. But I listened to a lot of Avett Brothers because I was preparing for my concert earlier in March. All right, number 2. Let's just pull them out again. And actually, let me pull out another album because this was a first time listen as well. Jamestown Revival. This is their album Saint Isabel. Again, I've not gotten enough of Jamestown Revival this past month, and they've quickly become one of my favorite Americana bands or acts. They're a duo, they're not really a band. But yeah, Jamestown Revival, number 2. And again, that's a first time spin as well. And number 1 comes as no surprise based on what I was building up to on April the 1st for a concert. This man right here, Mr. Bob Dylan. Listened to a ton of Bob Dylan. I was running through his catalog. I'm actually still finishing it up. Today, I listened to World Gone Wrong, so I was going through his catalog, listening to everything that I could before the concert, and I'm still finishing it up. So, listened to a ton of Dylan, and this was not a first-time listen. Alright, so let me now jump into the rest of these albums that I have here are all first-time listens. And for those of y'all that don't know, I do first-time listens based on albums that are well over a year old, because I don't consider, like a new album a first-time listen. That's more of a review. So these are albums that are, at least a year old, or 60 years old, 80 years old, whatever the case may be. So let me just go ahead and get this out of the way. Again, Jamestown Revival again. I just talked about this in my last video. This is their EP, Fireside with Louis L'Amour. Louis L'Amour was a American Western author, and these 6 songs are based off of his stories. So it's acoustic, harmony-laden, Everly Brothers-esque type music. Really cool Western cowboy songs. And this came out in 2021, so very cool. I really have enjoyed that a lot. So Jamestown Revival, they're gone. So if you're sick of Jamestown Revival, don't worry, they're not coming back. So these are all albums. A lot of these I've received as gifts from folks, and then a few of them are ones that I've purchased. So they might look familiar to some of y'all. First up, let's do this Chris Isaak, San Francisco Days. This album was from 1993. Really great stuff, kind of rockabilly, cinematic, country, not really ish music. I know they're often, Chris Isaak sounds like an influence of Lord Huron, which is a modern indie band, but this is, I think, his third or fourth album, Chris Isaak. So really liked it a lot. Very peaceful. I think my friend JT at JT's Record Room gave me this, so I finally got around to listening to it. JT. Another one from JT I just listened to not too long ago, I don't think. Well, never mind. These are for April. I just listened to them the other day, so disregard that. But this is another piece of VCLT. Poor Little Critter in the Road by the Knitters. They are an offshoot band of the punk band X, which has John Doe as the main singer. And this is kind of like their old time album. So Glenn Kellaway, check out this album, The Knitters, if you don't know it. Very cool. Almost like a prequel to Devil Makes Three. And speaking of John Doe, another piece of VCLT from JT, I believe. John Doe and the Sadies. This is an album called Country Club, where they sing country covers, including Husbands and Wives, Stop the World, and Let Me Off. They also do covers of their own songs too, but A Fool Such as I Still Miss Someone, Help Me Make It Through the Night, Detroit City, Are the Good Times Really Over for Good? So it's a mix of old and new. This album came out in 2009, so a really cool album. Let's see, staying in that vein, this was a gift from my dad. This is a compilation called Tony Rice Sings Gordon Lightfoot, and it almost works as a true album, because Tony Rice sang Gordon Lightfoot as early as his days with J.D. Crowe, right up to the end where Tony couldn't sing much anymore. But you've got stuff on here like Fine as Fine Can Be, I'm Not Saying, Shadows, Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, Early Morning Rain, Cold on the Shoulder. So thank you, Dad, yet again for that. And keep in line with that, 2 Gordon Lightfoot albums, Endless Wire and Summertime Dream, both first-time listens. They're from 76 and 78, respectively, excuse me. And Summertime Dream, you have songs like The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, I'm Not Supposed to Care, which is beautiful, The House You Live In, Summertime Dream, Spanish Moss, Too Many Clues in the Room. I think that's Glenn Kellaway's favorite Gordon Lightfoot album, so a great one, really almost a perfect album. And then for Endless Wire, you have Sweet Guinevere, which is beautiful, Hangdog Hotel Room, which is a fun song, love that song, Songs the Minstrel Sang, If Children Had Wings, just really good stuff, Gordon Lightfoot. Next, let's jump to this. This is from my friend Gene, VCLT. This is Peter Wolf, the lead singer of the Jay Giles Band, Midnight Souvenirs. Really cool stuff. He has a couple of duets on here, one with Shelby Lynn, one with Nico Case, and then the last song on here is with Merle Haggard. And this album came out in 2010, and I really liked it. I need to listen to it again, but kind of dark Americana style, nothing like Jay Giles Band. So thank you, Gene, for that. Next, this is a gift from my friend Robert. Robert's on a turntable. This is the greatest hits of Blue Rodeo. Again, another one I'll need to listen to again, but they're a Canadian band. This is just their greatest hits. Rose-Colored Glasses, To Love Somebody, which is, I think, the only song that they recorded for this, which is a Bee Gees cover. So thank you, Robert, for that. Next, a couple of Miles Davis fusion albums. In a Silent Way, which is his first truly full-on electric fusion album. Really great, really great. I like it a lot. If you like instrumental rock and roll like Frank Zappa or anything like that, it's not quite like that wild, but you would fit right in, especially if you're afraid of jazz. But you want to listen to rock and roll, if you like, the Grateful Dead or anything like that, check out In a Silent Way. And then before that, you have its older brother, Miles in the Sky, which is it's kind of like his version. I mentioned in a video earlier, it kind of reminds me of like his Rubber Soul. However, the more I think of it, as bringing it all back home by Bob Dylan, because you kind of have like half electric, half acoustic, classic Miles Davis. So this was him dipping his toes into the fusion world. I really like them both. Next, another album from Gene. This is the -5, their album Of Monkeys and Men, which is really cool. There's this really long, essentially the first side is a concept album about the Monkeys, and the second side is just like some odds and ends songs that they had left over. But you have Peter Buck is on here from REM. You have, I think you had some other people here. Anyway, really great stuff. I think Mike Mills might be on here too from REM. Maybe not. He's not. But really cool. Like you have songs like Michael Nesmith, Davey Gets the Girl, Song for Peter Tork, Mickey's a Cool Drummer, and Voice and Heart. And then the second half of the album, again, it's kind of like the odds and ends. But this was really fun. Next, the Electric Light Orchestra, their album No Answer, and this was their first album, so you really had co-writing duties with Roy Wood and Jeff Lynne. Kind of a strange album, but I liked it a lot. It's got the 1053 8 orchestra overture, and then you have their second album, which I listened to for the first time, ELO 2, which has the song Roll Over Beethoven on it, their cover of the Chuck Berry tune. And last, and definitely not least, I finally listened to this all the way through. Brian Wilson's version of Smile. I've listened to the Beach Boys sessions many times. This is the first time I've listened to his version all the way through. Love it. And yeah, again, thank you, Matthew Turnage, for telling me about this on Discogs. I got it for about $7. And it's great. Brian's in great voice. 2004, you've got his touring band. So you've got Jeffrey Foskett, Darian Sahanaja, Nikki Wonder, and members of the Wondermints. So fantastic. I'm glad Brian finally got around to finishing it. So there you go, everybody. That is my March music roundup. Let me know if you're surprised by any of these that I've listened to for the first time. I'd love to comment with you. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'm sneaking my way up to 400 subscribers. I would really like to get there by the end of April. I know it's asking a lot, but I need about 30-ish more folks just to hit subscribe if you watch and you enjoy what you see. So thank you, everybody. Go out there, listen to good music. Remember, this is all these videos. It's all about listening to music. So, if you are just sitting, you're just watching video after video, just remember, to set some time aside to just let go and to just listen to the music. So with that being said, thank you all. Be good, and I'll talk to y'all soon.